net, loose puck. In comes Raina Fletcher to knock it over the goal line. And it's 4-1 for the Cardinals now with 11.5 minutes to go in the second. Back in the zone. Battle in the corner. Puck still in the corner. Now the Soo gets it out. They send that around. Comes out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Judd. She sends that back up to Brooklyn Manini. Neutral zone. Brooklyn Harris picks it up. Gets back to Judd. We got 4-1 now. St. Charles just scored. 10:40 to go in the second period. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. Not even sure what happened, but we're back live. If we rewind it back to the start of this stream, you see the fourth goal, so I was able to get all the goals on the stream, but probably missed a couple minutes at the start of the second period. Harris into the corner, gets a shot. Goalie gets a save. Rebound to the corner. Korah picks it up. Nice chip it out. Getting the red line, dumping in. White ties up behind the net. She's got 2 yellow jerseys on her. Avery supports her. Puck is still loose. Avery scoops it out. Avery goes for a little skate. Avery gets over the blue line, drop pass to her sister Brooklyn Manini, cross ice to Brooklyn Harris, rebound from Brooklyn Manini is saved. Goes in the corner. Korah sends that around. We get it down low. We get it back to Brooklyn. Her shot saved. Rebound by Shea in the corner. Tries to work that out front. Kaize finds it. Her shot is saved. Carly gets the rebound. Carly's shot off the glass and picked up by Brooklyn Manini over. Oh no, that was Jolie Angus. Jolie to Ryan. Ryan plays the puck with a little bit of the body there, and loose puck picked up by the Cardinals. We hand it off to Carly Shea. She enters the zone. Nice shot. Goalie makes a save. Rebound comes out to Korah. They chip it up in the neutral zone. Jolie Angus steps up, hands that off to Male White. Sends that cross ice out of the zone. Angus picks it back up, dumps it in just before the red line. Icing called. 8:39. In the second period, 4-1 for the Birdies. Tie up in the corner. Loose puck comes out front. Melissa Bryant intercepts the pass, chips it out of the zone. We get it in the neutral zone, but Korah picks it back up. Puck's in the neutral zone. We fire that deep in. Comes back to the blue line. Bryant fires that towards the net, goes behind, and White's there to keep it in. White chips it down low. And a shot, goalie makes a save, rebound cleared out by the Soo. That's going to be icing. goes into the corner and around. Behind the net, knocked away by the Soo Korah. Carrington gets in the corner, and Soo chip it out at the blue line. Ryan intercepts it, walks in, nice shot. Goalie makes a save, rebounds loose in front. Kaiser gets a piece of it. She has a piece of her mind as well. Chevrolet keeps that in. Carrington gets it at the blue line, hands it off to Brooklyn Harris. Harris gets a shot, goalie makes a save. We get a face off inside. Sorry, I was on mute there. That was, I'll take my word for it, it was a good play. You guys saw it. There's music, muting. Anyways, good times out here in the Northern Community Center in Soo Korah. Loose puck, chipped out front, picked up by Judd. She goes for a little skate and hands it off to Carly Shea. Carly Shea gets into the zone, chips it deep, follows up. Puck comes around the boards. Judd keeps it in at the hash marks. Gets some help from her teammates. Loose puck out front, picked up by Korah. Pressure from, I believe that's Emma Plante. Buzzing out there. We're doing a couple of changes here with the positions, I think. And so far working out. Puck comes back in our zone. Bryant gets it. She gets it over to Judd. To Bryant. But now Bryant steals it back, hands it off to Carly Shea. Shea enters the zone onside, cuts over her shot, hits a shin pad. She gets the rebound out front, and Avery Manini on the score sheet. 5-1 for the Cardinals. Shea to Manini, 5-1 with 5:53 to go in the second. Gets it off the draw, they chip it in the zone. Chevrier sends it right back out. Fletcher gets it over the blue into the zone. She's in the corner, she's tied up. They're going to knock her down. Yeah. She gets back up, gets it over to Avery. Avery works it behind the net. She's got a bit of pressure. She comes out with it into the corner. Back. Down low. To Fletcher. Fletcher working at it, tries to get that out front. Soo get a piece of it. Now Fletcher gets that to Brooklyn Manini, over to Avery Manini. Brooklyn and Avery working at it down low. Brooklyn chips it out front, gets back to Ryan Chevrier. She sends it down low. Avery tries the one-timer, but it was deflected. Avery keeps the battle going down low. Support from Brooklyn. In comes Mel right on the pinch to keep that in. Now Korah finds it in front of the net. They try to clear it out. They hit Raina Fletcher with it. Loose puck picked up by Ryan Chevrier. She enters the zone offside as we were in the middle of a line change. 4:45 to go in the second period. 4-1 for the Birdies. 4-1 or 5 points? Pretty sure it's 5. There it is. They just put it up on the board. 5-1 for the Cardinals. Loose puck chipped away by Korah. They dump it into the zone. It goes behind the net. Pressure from Judd. Gets it into the boards. Korah's going to keep that into the blue line. They send it back down low. Korah's getting a penalty. head contact in front of the net against Angus. Girls having a good time out there. Getting ready for the championship game at 3 p.m. today versus Gollard Hall, the Bears. Back in their zone on the power play with 4.5 minutes in the second. Angus and Bryant on the point now. Everything's a little different. Puck comes back to Judd. She's at the blue line, gets that across to Angus. Angus fires it in front. Goalie gets a blocker on it. Loose puck goes into the corner, and so does Carly Shea. She ties up. Carrington gets the puck, cuts out front, backhand shot off the post. The goalie gets the rebound. We'll get a face-off inside. 4:06 in the second. So we'll be back here 3 p.m. Earlier yesterday, I made a fun fact. I said Alyssa Bryant's grade 10, but that was a mistake. She's actually in grade 9. And I believe she's the leading scorer in the girls tournament this year, so she's going to be a great asset for St. Charles as the years move on. Actually, none of these girls are going to graduate next year, so you'll be able to see all these girls making a push again next year. Off the draw, we get it out front, send it to the blue line. Angus across to Judd, back to Angus. She walks in, gets a shot. Goalie makes a save, rebounds loose. Picked up by Palizé. She sends it back to Angus. Angus across to Judd. She walks in, sees it. Shot goes wide though. Angus hustles over to keep that in. Back to Judd. Judd down low to Shea. Back to Judd. Across to Angus. Angus has the lane, she shoots it, goalie makes the save, rebound comes out. There's the battle. We're going to get a penalty here. Oh no, Soo's getting another penalty. The ref's got his hand up. Angus to Palizé, she gets a shot off the blocker, goalie hangs on to it. The ref making a call from behind the scenes. Five on three for 30 seconds. Manini to Harris, the Brooklyn to Brooklyn pass. They send that back to Mayel. She goes D to D. Back to Mayel. Over to Alyssa. She goes for a one-timer. It's a little wide. Brooklyn Harris picks up the rebound, gets it back to Mayel White. White to Bryant. Bryant comes in a little closer, gets it to Brooklyn Manini. Back to Bryant. She comes across, down low. For White, she gets a shot, blocked by Korah. Now it's 5 on 4 for a minute 25. Bryant sends it cross ice to Brooklyn Manini. Manini walks in, her shot, off the glove, rebounds loose. Bryant steps up and sends it to Harris. Harris in the corner, gets it out to the high slot to White. White down low to Manini, her shot deflected behind the net. Cleared around by Korah, but in comes Mayel to keep that in. She dances across the blue line, fires a shot that's deflected. The goalie finds it through traffic. Minute to go with the power play. 2 minutes in the second period. Judd sends it across to Angus. Offside, just bounces over the blue. 1:52 in the second. 5-1 for the birdies, and we got 45 seconds to go in the power play now. Judd gets the red line, dumps it in. Claude gets it in the corner, takes a bump and keeps going. Gets it to Angus. Angus cuts around one, switches spots with Claude, pass across to Judd. Judd at the blue line, gets in a little trouble. Back check from Claude, settles things down. Now Angus gets a loose puck. Angus chips that up to Avery Manini. Avery Manini back in the zone. Shot blocked by Korah, pucks behind the net. Avery gets it back. Sends it to Angus at the blue line. Angus walks in, back to Manini. Manini puts it out front, everyone's tied up. Loose puck picked up by Angus in the corner. We're back to 5-on-5, deflection in front, rebound, save, puck cleared to the blue line. Judd keeps that in, gets it over to Angus. Oh, we got a penalty coming up here on Cardinals. We're gonna cross-check. Power play for Korah. We're late on the change, so we got kicked out of the draw. We got 45 seconds to go in second. Korah walks in, gets a shot. Romero gets a stick on it, rebound into the corner. Paise picks it up, chips it up the boards, gets it to the blue line. Korah keeps that in. Now White battles. 30 seconds, pass out front, intercepted by Bryant. She sends that to the corner. Goes behind the net. Bryant with some pressure, ties up. Puck still loose, picked up by... Pass in front now for Korah, intercepted by Paise. Korah keeps it in. 5 seconds in the second period. I'm going to take a break after this. I'll come back live for the third period as I work out some technical issues. 5-1 birdies, see you in 10 minutes.